Have you ever stopped to wonder where our most fundamental ideas come from? Well, who was the first person to insist that a question deserved a reasoned answer, not just an appeal to tradition or the gods? This is a profound inquiry that takes us back through the mists of time. Not to one person, but to a place and an era that reshaped human consciousness. We are traveling to ancient Greece, a collection of city-states humming with trade debate and an insatiable curiosity. It was here, in the bustling marketplaces and sun-drenched public squares, that a revolutionary concept took hold, that the human mind, through logic and observation, could understand the universe. This was not a quiet revolution, it was loud, argumentative, and brilliant. The story of Western thinking is, in many ways, the story of a handful of Greek luminaries who dared to ask, why? They were not content with explanations whispered down the generations. Let us transport ourselves to the heart of this intellectual ferment, the ancient city of Athens around the 5th century BCE. Forget the serene white marble ruins we see today. Picture a vibrant, noisy, and sometimes chaotic city teeming with people from all walks of life. The air's thick with the scent of olive oil, baked bread, and the dust kicked up by thousands of sandals on stone-paved streets. The agora, the city's beating heart. Merchants hawk their wares. Politicians debate the latest decree. Philosophers gather small crowds, eager to engage anyone in a battle of wits. This was not a society that shied away from argument. It celebrated debate as a public spectacle and a civic duty. In the gymnasia, physical training was paired with philosophical discussion, a sound mind in a sound body. Young men followed esteemed thinkers, listening, posing questions, learning the art of rhetoric. If you made a claim, you were expected to defend it with reason and evidence. Challenge forged stronger ideas. It is no coincidence that this culture birthed democracy. Of course, this intellectual paradise was not open to all. It was built on the labor of slaves, the public sphere for free men. Women, slaves, and foreigners were largely excluded, yet the fire lit here would spread across the globe, illuminating far-off corners. Long before Socrates and Plato, a mystic from Samos changed our relationship with numbers. His name was Pythagoras. Numbers were more than counting or measuring land. He believed numbers are the universe's divine language, an elegant order beneath chaos. He saw ratios in music, movements of planets, and in beautiful architecture. His most famous gift, the Pythagorean theorem, A2 plus B2 inch C2, eternal truth discovered by reason. This relationship existed whether anyone knew it or not, a piece of the universe's hidden code. Pythagoras led a secretive brotherhood, blending mathematics with ascetic mystical practice. Legend says Hippocrates was drowned for revealing irrational numbers, like 2, threatening perfect order. For him, mathematics purified the soul and linked ethics to cosmic harmony. As notes can be in tune or out, so can lives. Study harmony to live harmoniously with the cosmos. His fusion of logic and spirituality, theorem and way of life, was a first great gift to thought. Walking through the agora, you might encounter a rather unassuming man. This was Socrates. He was the most dangerous man in Athens. He carried no weapon, commanded no army, and wrote no books. His power lay in a single activity. He asked questions. What is courage? What is justice? What is holiness? He feigned ignorance, then through disciplined questions revealed contradictions. We now call this the Socratic method. Knowledge is not poured in like water into a jug. It is drawn out by self-examination and logic. He saw himself as an intellectual midwife. This motto guided his entire existence. Virtue through knowing oneself. The oracle declared no man was wiser than Socrates. He sought someone wiser, and found only overconfidence. His questioning made enemies. On trial for corrupting the youth, he called himself a gadfly to a lazy horse. He accepted death, drank hemlock, and taught to the end, a symbol of intellectual integrity. In that grieving crowd stood Plato, marked by distrust of democracy and a drive for stable truth. If opinion killed the wisest man, truth must lie beyond shifting sands. Thus, Plato proposed the theory of forms. We see only shadows. Prisoners mistake flickers for reality. Freed, one turns to the fire, then is dragged into dazzling sunlight, the real world. The philosopher must descend again, even if scorned. For everything, an unchanging form, tree, circle, justice, beauty, goodness. Use reason, not fallible senses, to ascend from shadows to knowledge. At the academy he trained leaders to rule by knowledge of the good, not power. In the Republic he envisions philosopher kings. His challenge, seek deeper, eternal truth. Plato dreamed beyond. Aristotle brought philosophy to earth. Reality is tangible and observable. Study many cases, record shared traits, classify. Knowledge begins with the senses. He wrote on logic, physics, biology, zoology, astronomy, ethics, politics, rhetoric, literary theory. He catalogued, dissected, chronicled, an obsessive empiricist. He studied 158 constitutions to understand politics empirically. He analyzed reasoning itself and formalized the syllogism. All men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. Validity depends on structure. He gave rules to build sound arguments and expose fallacies. He taught Alexander, founded the Lyceum. Students, the Peripatetics, learned while walking. His legacy underpins the scientific method. Observe, classify, analyze. Do not look away from the world, look closer and at ourselves, with an unflinching, analytical eye. In Alexandria, Euclid built an edifice of certainty, geometry. His Elements, the most influential textbook, is genius in structure, not novelty. From 23 definitions, 5 postulates, and 5 common notions, he proves a world, assumes simple truths, a line between any 2 points, the parallel postulate, then 465 propositions, each built on the last. With straight edge and compass, pure reason yields constructions and proofs. Accept the axioms and logic compels the conclusions, certainty by necessity. For centuries Euclid set the gold standard, even Newton framed his Principia axiomatically. Asked what one gains by learning, Euclid said, give him a coin. Knowledge has its own beauty. His true gift, a blueprint for clear thought. Archimedes of Syracuse, ultimate inventor. Give me a lever and a fulcrum and I shall move the world. Mechanical advantage made real. Charged to test a crown without damage, he saw overflow, realized displacement, compared density. Eureka! Hippocrates revolutionized medicine. Illness has natural causes, diet, environment, lifestyle. Doctors recorded symptoms, considered whole life context, assisted natural healing. Do no harm. The Hippocratic Oath endures, a rational, ethical commitment that seeded modern medicine. From Pythagoras' numbers to Hippocrates' clinic, Greece marked a shift in consciousness. They disagreed vigorously, yet shared faith that the universe is, in principle, knowable by logos, reason. Their legacy is methodology, questioning, empiricism, axiomatic proof, the very idea of disciplines. We see it in code, in diagnosis, in bridges, in courts debating justice. The agora lives on, even asking why, and expecting reasons is part of this inheritance. Which idea calls to you? Examined life, higher truth, or grounded observation? These living questions are now ours to answer.